With just one glance, the man saw through the secret of the entire industry. The ones that float to the top are bad. The ones that sink to the bottom are the good ones. He immediately pulled out a notebook and jotted it down. He had long had his eye on the roasted chestnut business, but he didn't want to spend years honing his craft. Instead, he blew all his savings on a fully automatic chestnut roaster. The machine was faster, more reliable, and produced better tasting chestnuts. There was only one problem. He had no money left to pay his tuition. The master roaster kicked him out on the spot. The man had no choice but to seek out masters everywhere, scraping together the core techniques bit by bit. After countless trials and errors, he finally produced chestnuts good enough to sell. His family all nodded in approval after tasting them. He immediately opened a shop in the mall and asked his uncle to help mind the stall. He thought this was his big break, but on the very first day, he didn't even make enough to cover the electricity bill. Unwilling to accept this, he went to ask why. His uncle's single remark set him straight. The girl next door has a way with words. He followed her lead, but on the second day, he didn't sell a single box. Only then did he realize it wasn't the product, it was the location. While wandering through the mall, he noticed that people were constantly dropping coins into the donation box by the restroom. In that moment, it clicked. Foot traffic matters more than hard work. He immediately splurged to change locations, moving his stall to the parking lot exit. As a result, business exploded. Soon he leased a prime spot in the mall. Just as things were going smoothly, disaster struck. His father's investment failed, leaving him with massive debt. The family decided to emigrate to escape the debt, but the man's business had just taken off, so he decided to stay behind alone. But reality was even harsher. The mall suddenly notified him that his machine produced too much smoke and had to be removed. All his stalls were gone overnight. Everything he had worked so hard to build was lost. Until one day, his girlfriend handed him a packet of seaweed snacks. He took a bite on a whim and couldn't stop eating. In that moment, his eyes lit up. He sold his chestnut machine and bought a whole shipment of seaweed snacks. But it all went south. The taste was off, and the entire stock went to waste. He ran out of money and even sold his arcade machine. His uncle urged him to give up. He replied, "This is a lesson I had to learn." Soon, a torrential rain soaked all the seaweed. His uncle ended up in the hospital. He lost his money, his stock, and his support. Yet he was still in the kitchen frying seaweed. His hands blistered from the hot oil, but he refused to stop. Just as he was on the verge of total despair, he spotted the last packet on the floor. Seaweed soaked by the rain. He fried it on a whim and took a bite. He froze. It instantly dawned on him. The problem wasn't failure. It was that he hadn't found the right method. He re-examined the process and adjusted his methods. By the time his uncle was discharged from the hospital, orders were flooding in. He was back on his feet. But just as things were finally turning around, an even bigger blow was looming. Many people don't lose because of failure. They lose because they stop just one try short of success.